Turning back now to the conflict in the Middle East, this footage was taken just after airstrikes hit Gaza's southern city of Rafah, killing dozens of people. You can see the desperate search for survivors. Israel says that these are targeted strikes to destroy Hamas, but the toll on civilians continues to rise. Our Charlie D'Agata has more.
In the heavy bombardment reported across Gaza, our colleague Marwan Al-Ghul was lucky to survive another night. He went to the scene earlier this morning of this massive airstrike not more than 500 yards from his house. Officials say at least 10 people were killed. The recent surge in fighting has seen the number of civilian deaths skyrocket and anger soar. Anti-war protesters in the West Bank marched with a 40-foot banner with a growing list of fellow Palestinians killed in Gaza. The message is meant to reach the only nation capable of restraining Israel.
We are against the position of the United States of America while they used veto 2 times.
The U.S. and Israel maintains that a ceasefire would allow Hamas to regroup.
The people that are bombarded in Gaza are mainly the women and civilians and children, and these are not Hamas.
The U.S. has again urged Israel to put a premium on human life.
Charlie D'Agata is joining me now with more on the conflict in the Middle East. Charlie, what is the latest on the ground in Gaza now at this hour?
Yeah, Anne-Marie, according to Defense Ministry here, they say that troops have surrounded Hamas strongholds in places in the north and in the center of Gaza, including Gaza City. There's fighting that's still going on there in Jabalia, the refugee camp where they believe Hamas militants are still holed up. Those fights are ongoing. But really the focus is on the south, in Khan Yunis, in those areas where they are troops are not only going forward in terms of the ground troops, but also the airstrikes that you've seen and we've reported in places like Rafah, at that Rafah crossing, in Khan Yunis itself. Now, they say that they have killed or captured 7,000 Hamas leaders, militants who have been involved in this fight. That's about half of the central core of the Hamas leadership that they're going after. And as it was described yesterday in a press conference by the Defense Ministry, what we're going to see over the course of the next few weeks is what they describe as a mopping up situation. But this could go on for weeks and months, they warned.
So we're also learning that Israel's defense minister has said that the country is open to discussing who might control Gaza after the war, and that Israel has no intention of staying in Gaza permanently. Are things becoming any clearer? Because what I find sort of very interesting about this conversation is that I don't know if it includes Palestinians. And you would think that they would also want a seat at that table.
Well, Anne-Marie, I can tell you on one level, it does include the Palestinians. Now, it gets very contentious. First of all, the Israelis have been saying repeatedly they have no intention of occupying Gaza. However, they also said that there will be Israeli forces inside Gaza until there's a sort of stability, until they're sure that, Hamas has been destroyed. This is where it gets even more complicated. We spoke to members of the Palestinian Authority in the West Bank a couple of days ago. They confirmed that they are already in discussions, not necessarily negotiations, but discussions about the future governance of Gaza. Now, to them, they say that it will be impossible. I know Israel has been saying, and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been saying right from the beginning, there will be no Hamas inside Gaza of any meaningful way. Palestinian Authority have said that this is impossible. You cannot completely destroy Hamas because they are part of the governance of Gaza itself. So they're trying to work up a plan to find Hamas leadership, as it were, on the civil side, not necessarily military side, to run Gaza, because that's already been the situation as it's been up until now.
Very interesting stuff. Charlie, thank you very much. There have been over 2,000 anti-Semitic incidents in the U.S. since Hamas launched its deadly attack on Israel on October 7th. That is according to the Anti-Defamation League. For comparison, the ADL reported 465 anti-Semitic incidents during the same time period last year. In a statement, the organization's CEO said that the pattern shows, quote, no signs of diminishing. This comes as multiple colleges face mounting backlash for not taking a strong stance against anti-Semitism during a congressional hearing last week.